Evening all, how are you? Yeah, thought I'd do something a little bit different tonight. Um, Hi Claire, hi Gillian, hi Ivan, hi Mark, how are you? Yeah, thought I'd do something a little bit different, try to be a little more organised, but it's me. Um, I'm not automatically the biggest believer in haunted objects, to be perfectly honest with you, but that doesn't mean that the subject doesn't fascinate me, because it really does. I just hate to live my life uh, haunting a chair where somebody sits on it, you know. I say a chair because, as you can see, chair is one of the things that we'll be dealing with tonight. Um, but it's still fascinating. One of the chairs is actually haunted because of a curse. Well, the chair, because there's only one there. So I've wrote out some stuff, and I thought I'd do it a bit like give you a bit of information on all the chairs, on all the items or objects, and then we can talk about each one in turn and see what we all think. Hi, Brett. How are you? Yeah. So I thought we'd do that. I thought I'd read out about each one, and then we'll uh, we'll discuss, and then we'll discuss. Hi, Marlene. How are you, sweetie? Hope you're well. Hope you're doing okay. Yeah. So the first one we're going to do is the hands that resist him. So it is. I'm going to bring the picture up. It is a bit of a creepy looking picture. Um, if you look to the windows at the back, there's lots of hands there. So, what do you think about just about the picture? While I show you, does it make you feel anything? Because apparently, when it went on sale last, a lot of people were saying it gave them the heebie-jeebies. Do you feel anything from it, or is it just that you think it's creepy? Because I just think it's creepy by looking at it, and you see all those hands in the background. People thought she had something supernatural in her hand, but it turns out it's just a broken battery, really, from what I've read anyway. So, make you feel any different just looking at it? Does it make you feel apprehensive, scared? Just a picture, yeah. It does look kind of creepy, I'll give you that. Yeah, it does look kind of creepy. Creepy. I'm just going to roll a cigarette, and then I'll tell you all about the picture. Yeah, like I said, I'm not the biggest believer in haunted objects, but they are very fascinating. Some of them, how they got to be that way, you know, something like that. It is scary. I'm going to tell you all about it, Gillian, in a second. Just rolling this cigarette. Okay. The hands that resist him was found on the site of an old brewery by a couple from California. They put the painting up for auction on eBay in February 2000, claiming that the characters in the painting sometimes moved on their own and occasionally even escaped the painting itself. Yes, the painting does look scary. It features a young boy and a doll-like girl standing in front of a window. And in the background you can see a sea of disembodied hands. I would agree that this is a little creepy, but but does that mean it's haunted? Bill Stoneham, the artist, said it was based off a photograph his parents took of him and a neighbour when they were just children. He himself was rather surprised when he heard about the stories attached to his piece. He said about the painting's symbolism that the hands are the other lives, the glass door, that thin veil between waking and dreaming, and the girl or the doll is the imagined companion or guide through this realm. The owner of the Fenhard Gallery in LA and a LA Times critic both died within a year of the painting going on display. The critic covered the opening of the art show the painting was displayed at. So that's two people who died within a year. But, you know, all the people in LA and around there, that's, you know. So, what do you think? Two people are associated with its death in a year after it was put on display in the gallery. It was a critic who covered the show and the art owner himself. The claims are that apparently the painting comes to life and the characters leave the painting. I will say this, the person who's actually bought it now has it in storage and doesn't have it on display anymore. Hi Glenn, hi Elizabeth, hope you're alright, hope you're doing well. Yep, so what do you think? Do you think it's haunted? Just because two people died? Or do you think it could be something else? A good selling point. Because although the what I found interesting was that although the artist, like to say, he was quite surprised at it, then when he was asked about his meaning behind the painting, he goes on about different realms, you know, and the thin veil. So to me, kind of, he was just bumping up the price, but, you know, two people did die, and there were claims of it coming to life. Just let me close that down. It does look creepy, there's no two ways about it. Hope you're feeling better, Glenn. Yeah, I kind of agree that it's not haunted, Gillian. It's just a creepy picture, in my opinion. But I mean, if it's a picture of him, which he says it is, he painted it from a painting his mother had of him and the neighbour. I mean, I don't know why he felt a need to paint himself looking a bit like Frankenstein, to be perfectly honest with you. It's also a series of paintings which not a lot of people know. They know that this painting is supposedly haunted, but what they don't realise is that it is actually from a series of paintings. Hi Cal, how you doing, hon? So if this is from a series of paintings, yet this is the only one that's supposedly haunted. Forehead, that's what makes it exactly why do they have to make him look like Frankenstein. He painted himself that way. And it was just the description he gave of it. He's trying to say he was surprised, but then when he describes it, it's about, you know, different realms and the thin veil and, you know, guides through the realm and things like that. So, you know, I think he knew what he was doing, to be perfectly honest with you. I think he knew how to sell his painting, and those supposed couple who just found it were probably put up to finding it. Good stuff, Kel. Frank, well, it does, doesn't it? Hardly, Glenn. 16 when I last smoked that. Yeah, so, no, anybody think it's haunted? Anybody just think it's a really nice tall tale for a legend? Yeah, I agree, Gillian. Would you not? I would. It's worth over £1,000. I'd love to have it. See, I didn't pick, you know, like the Crying Boy and all that, because I just think they're a bit too, you know, with the Gibbet box, and they're a bit too commercialised. I don't really believe this one. Really just creepy. I think so too, Mark. It is a creepy picture. Just a creepy picture. I agree, I think so as well. But Anybody who's into the paranormal will know that if they put it up on eBay again and said that it was haunted, people would pay for it. They'd pay in droves for it. They really would. And I actually found the eBay description selling it, and it was like reading a book, you know. It was like a story. And then at the end, they'd put, we're all very scared in this house, even when the picture is gone. We want somebody to come in and do an exorcism on our house. Is there anybody out there who can help us? And this was on the bottom of an eBay sale thing, you know. Yeah, I mean, we had a crying boy picture in late 70s in our house. Didn't bother us. Mind you, we did have a chimney fire at the time. But, you know, coincidence. That's all I think. I think that was a coincidence. Yeah, so I'm kind of not buying what they're selling with that one. Although I will agree, it's a creepy, freaky looking picture. I think so too, Glenn. They do. Far too much, in my opinion. Yeah, no, you don't tag on to the bottom of a sale on eBay. Does anybody know how to do exorcisms? Somebody had probably said, yeah, I know how to do him, but it'll cost you 300. Okay, let me just change my document up. I've got cramp typing all these out today, I will tell you. So the next one is Thomas Busby's stoop chair. And there is a reason it's up there, so let's get to it. If you visit the Thirsk Museum in England, there, hanging on the wall halfway up, is a chair. The owner herself asked for it to be placed there to prevent anyone sitting on it, including museum staff. The chair originally was owned by Thomas Busby. Thomas lived in North Yorkshire, where he owned an inn with his wife. He was a bad-tempered, mean-spirited drunk. One day, as he returned home to find his father-in-law, Daniel, sitting in Thomas's favourite chair, an argument broke out. Daniel threatened to take his daughter back home to live with him. He pulled his father-in-law from the chair and removed him from the inn. He couldn't, or wouldn't, calm his temper, and later that night picked up a hammer and made his way over to where Daniel lived. Once there, he proceeded to beat him to death with the hammer. He then tried to hide his body in the woods. His body was soon discovered and Thomas was arrested for the murder. In 1702, Busby was tried and sentenced to death. His punishment was to be hanged, his body dipped in tar, and his remains displayed on a stoop, on a post attached to a gibbet. And it was all in full view of his own inn. So why is the chair hung up there in the museum, and we're being told it's haunted? Well, apparently Thomas was granted his last wish on the way to his execution, and popped into his inn for one last sit in his chair with a drink. Obviously upset on leaving his inn and chair to go to his death, Busby cursed the chair, declaring that death would come shortly to anyone who sat in it. Apparently, people took the curse seriously, and, according to local legend, this innocent-looking piece of furniture has been responsible for many deaths. One estimate puts the number of victims to 60. The first death to be associated with the chair is that of a chimney sweep who sat in the chair whilst having a drink. One evening in 1894, the sweep never made it home that night. Too drunk to make it back to his own bed, he lay down on the road to sleep The next morning, his body was found hanging from the stoop next to the gibbet. There are lots of other tales about deaths. Several Air Force men who were on leave sat in a chair and never came back from their next missions, or the cleaning lady who died not long after bumping into the chair of a brain tumour. So, are these just coincidences? Or is it really cursed? And does he haunt the chair? So this one's a bit more interesting, I found, than the other one. I find it quite funny that they have actually hung the chair halfway up the wall. I mean, if it was me, I'd have it down there and wanting people to sit on it, to be perfectly honest, because I'm a bit weird and I'd like to see. So, hang on. Don't believe this one either, Mags. The things people will say to have to make a book in the paranormal is astonishing. It certainly is. People have died, and Lauren, Lauren was too. Okay, because when people have sat in it, things happen. But people can sit in a chair and anything happen anyway. A normal chair. You know, maybe the airmen wouldn't have come back. Maybe. Turns out I investigated this further, and you know, I'm trying to put a good story across while I'm reading to you anyway, because that's kind of my thing. But it turns out when I looked into it further, the friend of the chimney sweep actually murdered him on the way home to get his money. But again, was that the case? Thanks. Coincidence? Yes, maybe. Evening, Joanne. Oh, you've missed. I'm only doing 3. Then I thought we'd have a chat about haunted objects in general. But yeah, I don't think it's haunted. To be perfectly honest with you, I think again, lots of coincidences here. I certainly don't think it's up to 60 people who've died. Things like this are more like Chinese whispers, aren't they? One thing happens, that's a coincidence, and then all of a sudden, you've got this enormous amount of people who have been near the chair, touched the chair, sat in the chair, and all of a sudden they're dead. The lady, the cleaner, she had a brain tumour. Who to say she hadn't already had the brain tumour? You know? There was also in the 70s several motorbike accidents from people who've been in the inn and sat in the chair on the way home, where they're drunk driving, you know, these kind of things. I think we've got to take everything into consideration when you look at things like this. Oh, Mark thinks it might be legit. Yeah, I think the hanging on the wall, I think maybe he did do it. The inn is actually now called Thomas Busby's Stoop Inn. It's still there, the inn's still there. From the 1700s, the late 1600s, early 1700s, which is very cool. And it's actually named after him now. So he was actually a real person, and this did actually happen. Yeah, no, I can't do it on there, Glenn. I just can't. It's just too much for me. Yeah, so I think most of you are in agreement with me that the chair is an original chair. It comes from exactly, Mark. Comes from the late 1600s at least. He did exist. That's proven fact. He did exist. But as for him cursing the chair and people dying, don't think so. Hi Terry, how are you? Welcome. Yeah. So I'm not so sure about that one. I think the story's true, but the haunting of it, not so much. Uh, yeah. Oh, I do. Gillian, it's kind of my thing because I'm a legend buff. I do my research. Like I said, I even found a copy of the eBay report for the other one. Would you actually sit in it if you could do though? I would, yes. Yeah, it's a chair. It's kind of the job. That chair's been neglected, sat up there on that wall. It's not fit for purpose. Okay, so yeah, I think we're kind of in agreement with that one, aren't we? More of a true story, but the haunted part, not so much. Interesting though. All these things are interesting. You know, all these supposedly haunted objects are very interesting in my opinion. Do I believe them? Not really, but it's fascinating. And at the end of the day, I'm not the be all and end all of paranormal knowledge. I'm just somebody who enjoys it. I don't pretend I'm right. I can only have my opinion. Okay, so let's get rid of that one. So this is the last one that I did. I thought we could discuss. This isn't as long, so you don't have to listen to me talk for so long with this one. Okay. Bit of an odd shaped one, this one. Hi, daughter of mine. How are you, sweetheart? So you come on just as your mother puts up a phallic symbol. Yay! Good timing, sweetie. Okay, so this one's the woman from Lemb. Exactly, Kelly, it does. It does get us. Hi, sweetie. It does get us researching and learning. So this is the scariest one of all for me. This is the one that kind of freaked me out most, to be perfectly honest with you. Right? Do I believe it? Probably not. But it is interesting. They say the statue, known as the woman from Lemb, is a depiction of a fertility goddess. But it may as well be a death statue, because that's all that seems to follow it in its wake. Dating back to roughly 3500 BC, the statue was recovered from Lemb in Cyprus in 1878. Since then, it's had at least 4 different owners, all of which have died within 6 years of receiving it. First, there was Lord Elfont. All 7 members of his family died within 6 years of the statue's arrival at their home. So not just him, all 7 members of his family. Either I can't pronounce this one, Manufari's family was owner number 2. All went within 4 years. So the first owners all his family went within 6 years, and the second, all his family went within 4 years, as did the family of Lord Thompson, owner number 3. Owner number 4, Sir Alan Beaverbrook, and his wife and 2 daughters went next, but before it finished off the family entirely, the 2 remaining sons donated the statue to the National Museum of Scotland in Edinburgh. The museum creator who took care of the acquisition died within a year as well. So this one, literally, from being found, wiped everybody out in its wake, so they want us to believe. These people did die, by the way. But what do you think? Do you think it was a curse from the fertility, or supposed fertility statue. I mean, it took out whole families apparently. You can't really get much scarier than that. That I wouldn't have in my garden. I don't know how big it is. It looks pretty big actually when it's on the display in the museum. But that would not be in my garden. I can tell you that. Excuse me. I'm not scared about haunted objects or anything like that, but this one is literally death follows in its wake everywhere. Couldn't find any information on that, Chloe, but at the end of the day, when a whole family goes within 6 years, 7 members of a family within 6 years, that's crazy. You know? It's literally every owner it's had, it's wiped out the families, apart from 2 sons who got rid of it before it could kill them. So they say. What, every family, Glenn? There was 4 families. All 4 families had bad wallpaper. I don't think so. That could have been an explanation for one of them, but it's not all of them. Again, Chloe, all 4 families. Could be. But what are the chances? And don't forget, this was found in the 1800s, though, as well. Sorry, I'm just trying to get my fan to move. It's decided it's not working, and I'm hot. If it was the 80s, yeah, if it was the 80s, it could well have been thingy. I don't know whether it's cursed, Marlene, but it's a very strange one, this one. It could, well, just be an illness in the family, you know. I mean, look what we're dealing with now with this pandemic. But when you're wiping out the 4 families that have owned you, it's a bit crazy. I mean, me myself, it was found in Cyprus. If I had known that the families before had all been wiped out, that thing would have been on a boat back to Cyprus. Put it back where it came from. Whether I believe it's cursed, or whether I believe it's haunted, or whatever, which I kind of really don't, but it is crazy, and wiped out 4 families. You know, whatever surrounded it, they had that statue when the whole families were wiped out. That could well be it. Could well have even just been dysentery back in those days that wiped them out, you know? Literally, it could have just been dysentery. That killed a lot of people then. But would it have been all of them? You know, this is the thing with this one. Since it was found, 4 families have owned it, and all but 2 members of the families died. Yeah, but I'm not sure all of them though, Glenn. This is the thing. It's not that it's thinking one family, it's 4. So that changes the odds greatly. But again, lots of illnesses kill people. Yeah, that's kind of my thing on it, even though I don't think it is that. Because I kind of don't believe in them. You know, I've never seen anything that would convince me. I'm not even convinced of this. This is the one that's most convincing, if you will. Even though I'm not overly convinced. Yeah, me too, Mark. I'd stay well clear of that. No, in fact, I'd send it back to Cyprus. It's theirs anyway, really, isn't it? You'd get somebody saying, because it is supposedly a fertility statue, but you would get some people saying things like, well, maybe it has to take a life to give a life. You would. You would. And I'm not arguing that Well, Glenn, you've got your mind stuck on wallpaper. I'm not arguing that wallpaper couldn't have done it. I'm just saying that it's very strange and the odds change dramatically with... I don't know whether it was wallpaper. You don't know more than you do. I don't know. All I'm saying is the odds change when it goes from one family that's wiped out to four. Like I said, it could have been an illness that's travelled through the family. It could have been smallpox. It could have been anything, you know. Could have been the Spanish flu, wiped one lot of them out, because that wasn't far away from there, one of the families. No, we probably won't ever know. It's just one of those crazy things that I still won't want to really have stuck in my garden, to be perfectly honest with you, because, you know, it kind of just have death around it. Yeah, haunted objects as a whole, though, in my viewpoint, are so hard to prove or disprove. Do any of you have anything that you would consider? Have you seen anything? Have you had anything, owned anything that you would think had an attachment or was haunted? Because I can't say, like I said at the start, I would actually want to spend my afterlife stuck in a chair or in a photo or in a painting. Stop. The other one burnt away. I've got the fan on and it keeps blowing the fan and keeps burning them down. And you know I don't smoke that stuff. Never don't like drugs. One thing I don't do. I'm not our Chloe. She'll pipe up in a minute. Yeah, so have any of you had anything that you think or would consider was haunted? Have you seen anything that you've been convinced of was haunted? That not just faulty though. Bit of a wire. We were sat in here the other week and Chloe's one of Sierra's books had it's like got these buttons that you push and it sings like nursery rhymes, a part of nursery rhymes, and it was in the room next door, and the cats kept running on it and jumping on it in the middle of the night, and all of a sudden you'd hear like London Bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down. First time I heard it, I was like, what the bloody hell? I got up, walked at door, and cats are there running around bloody bedroom, jumping on this book. You see, I think the things with anything that's got wires in it, I think you've got to try considering it's either battery or a loose wire or, you know, some kind of faulty connection. It's like with Riley's order of magnitudes, dinosaur. Oh, Claire's got a dinosaur now, hasn't he, Claire? Claire's got a dinosaur. So no, nobody's got anything haunted. Never seen anything that you would consider was haunted, even cursed. I've even got a Dibbit box under there, or the Dibbit box, because all the rest of it, that was the one that was original. It's under me. That doll that you can see, where it says woman on the screen, under there, that's a freaky one. That's an Australian doll. Let me out. Let me. Is it? Let me out of here, or something like that. Oh, jeez, look at you two. Well, stuff you. See, this is the thing. You see all these haunted things and people selling all these haunted dolls, which is just ridiculous, to say the least. You know. And nobody's really had anything haunted or seen anything that they would consider haunted. Kind of speaks volumes, doesn't it? Alright, let me ask you this one. This one should be a fun question. If you could haunt anything, so if you could haunt anything, what would you haunt? If when you kick the bucket and you had to pay your dues, what would you haunt if you had a choice? What object or item? Did you wind it up, Glenn? If it didn't take batteries, was it wind up? Alright. Were they bought the drawers? Were they family? Had they been passed down through family? It might have been a family Bible from a generation back, or if it was a bought set of drawers from a shop or something, you know, an antique shop or something, maybe it was left in there. You don't have to be reserved, Kel. I'm open to other people's opinions. Mine isn't like, I'm not the be all and end all knowledge on haunted objects of the paranormal. I'm only saying what I believe or think. Everybody's entitled to say what they think. I don't think I would. Yeah, it could have just been a family Bible, you know. They used to be very common. Oh, yeah. Thanks. I'm not an item or an object. Don't you identify me. How dare you? No, but family Bibles were quite common, Mark, back in the day. Could have been something that had been passed down and then forgot about when they went out of fashion. Because they started going out of fashion in like 1920s, 30s, did family Bibles. Yeah, I've done like quite a bit of research on haunted things, and I don't think I've seen. I mean, like I said, you get your Game Boy pictures or your Dibbit boxes, and you know they're quite commercial. But I can't say I've ever been convinced about any of them. I think the original Dibbit box, the only one really, what it is, besides all these made up crap that you get on the internet. I think they did that for a reason, obviously. For some kind of ritual, but for what? You know? Was it just because they thought it? So, you know, they got a rabbi to do that? Because the only person who can do the Divot box is actually a rabbi. You can't just knock one up together and sell it on the internet. It's a whole religious ritual. Oh, cool, Brett. I've seen, for my life, I have a table that had an orb with two clear faces in it. What the faces were, I don't know. But I do still have the pics. Oh, cool. You should post the pics, then we can look. You can post them on the community page, I think, can't you? On YouTube, or you can go to my group. If one of my mods could nip to Facebook and get me Paranormal People group and post it in, because I'm just watching it through the studio here, so post me link from Paranormal People, and we can put them in there and see, have a look at them. Or you can send them in a message to me from Paranormal People group if you'd rather do that. See, I'm not a big believer in orbs either, to be perfectly honest with you. I think there's a reason for most of them. I've seen some that are quite distinct, but see, with me, it's a kind of weight of evidence thing. When there's so many reasons why it could be something else, like insects, dust, shutter speeds, camera lens shape, light refraction, all these things, when it can be so many more things than just a spirit, the weight kind of goes, orbs are zero kind of thing, and other explanations are more real, Right. We'll be happy. If you're on Facebook and you join my group, you can message it through the group. You can send it in a private message. To my group. Bear with me, I can do it off my phone. See, add mods on. Not one of them's got me my link. Well, there you go. Thank you, Claire. Okay, that's my group. If you join it, I'll let you in the group, or Claire will, because Claire's an admin in there as well, or a mod, and you can send it in a private message. No, I'm just a sceptical person, Kel. I actually totally and utterly believe in an afterlife. I do spirit box sessions. I totally believe there's an afterlife. Without a shadow of a doubt, I do. I'm just very sceptical on a lot of things within the paranormal when there are other explanations available, which it could be. I think sometimes a lot of people in the paranormal jump too fast, too quickly, and 2 feet first into a ghost or a spirit or a paranormal reasoning for it without investigating what it could actually be. Okay. Yeah, I just think that when you're doing the paranormal, you've got to look at every side, every situation. It is literally no good just jumping to one conclusion. Even when you're scared, even if you're getting scratched or things flying around your room, you've still got to try to keep a level head. Yeah. Yeah. You see too many people screeching like, "Oh my God, did you see that?" or "Oh my God, have you seen that?" When in reality, it's total rubbish. Yeah, if you... Sorry, just checking. I actually was looking for some things today, and I will say, and I was going on different places with haunted objects or items and things like that, and you just see the same things coming up over and over again, and I find that a bit disheartening. Yeah, no, I totally agree that there is something. Okay, totally, 100%. And I will always say, if they wish to communicate with you, they will literally write the name in sand in front of you. You know, they'll do whatever they want to do to communicate with you. Yeah, exactly. There's too many out of them, too many charlatans, and I agree with you. I hate them too because they just give this field a terrible name. I actually enjoy the paranormal. I enjoy the research and looking into things. I do a lot of research, on things like this because I literally do videos on, legends and things like that. That's one of my main things that I do. So to do things like this is quite, entertaining for me. I enjoy it because I enjoy doing the reading about it, and I look at everything. You won't believe how many different stories for one legend there can be. So you have to literally troll through, you know, page or book or page after everything, like, and try to get the middle ground of it. But I don't, I just can't believe that, people are going to haunt dolls. I can't. As much as I can't get behind that. Yeah, exactly. Sciencey bits. It is. It's interesting. And, just because I look at every side of it, and just because I'll go in and find out, what somebody's camera speed were when they show me a picture or the lens type or what time of day it was, what room shape it was the windows, where was the door, all these things. Was it a wooden floor? Was it carpeted? Where was the furniture placed? But you see, all these things can have an effect on a picture. So, if you're going to actually, somebody's going to give you a picture to look at, I kind of want to know everything. Uh, I live very near Cannock Chase. Oh, Cannock Chase. It's creepy at night. Never seen any black-eyed people or werewolves yet. Oh dear. Black-eyed kids there. They're a one, aren't they? The main story about the black-eyed kids coming out in 96, something like that. And the person who said he had the experience was actually a fiction writer. So there you go. It's creepypasta, nothing more. Good stories though, but it's creepypasta. Cryptoids, werewolves. You see, this is the other thing. I actually like the Bigfoot stories and things like this, but with all the cameras that are available and around today, Even in woods, and people are forever putting up bloody trail cams and things like that. People hiking will always have a mobile phone or a camera. There's just too many bloody people out there with some form of ability to take a picture. There's more satellites up in the atmosphere now than ever before, taking pictures of this planet. How has nobody found him yet? You know, why is it some blurry picture from 500 yards away? Got to say, I've never heard, look, I have never heard of the Great Sheffield Flood, to be perfectly honest with you. We'll have to have a look into that. Never heard of it. At all. I was going to do, but I didn't have time today. Some clips from Spirit Box sessions, so I might do that next time from Spirit Box sessions that I've done. Put a bit of a montage together or something like that. Yeah, I will have a look at it. Sounds a bit grisly of me, doesn't it, when I say I like reading about things like that? But you know what I mean, because I love my history and weird, strange things, so I will. Oh, Chloe came out with something really strange the other day. She said, you know, like it's like the presbytery part back of the church. Um, sorry, Glenn. I will try to lie. She said, I can remember Mum walking past there with my nana when I was about 6 or 7. And she said, and I thought to myself, they killed me in there, they burned me. She said, and every time I walk past it, she said, I get that feeling that they burned me to death in there. I went, okay. I was like, fine. I mean, it's probably a subconscious of whatever she'd seen that day is all mingling together and come up with this, but it was a really strange thing to say. And one of the other reasons why it was all so strange is because literally round the corner from there is Gallows Hill, right? Where the Battle of Preston from 1715, it's where they killed, you know, the people after it had all been sorted and done. That's where they killed the people there. And I'm wondering, you know, because I always say our Chloe's very sensitive. She had lots of experiences. I often wonder if they ever burnt anybody there as well. Can't remember a great lot of witchcrafty stuff, but, you know, maybe they just put people on a pyre there or something. I don't know. Maybe they just had a big funeral pyre or something. I don't know. But yeah, she said I still feel like that now. Every time I walk past it, I always think like they killed me and burned me there. I know 2 of the bodies, there must have been more important people that they killed at Gallows Hill around corner, because they found the bodies in the early 1900s buried just at the top of the road here, and they've been decapitated. And when they've looked back through the records, one of them was put on a pike outside our town hall uptown, and the other was put on a pike outside Lancaster Castle. So yeah, strange. So there is evidence to prove that that's where they were killed, and where the gallows were, but they've decapitated them and put their heads on pikes, which there's evidence for, which is pretty creepy all in of itself. But yeah, it's a bit crazy we are, Chloe, that why she would think that. I just think it's probably something of a subconscious, and once you've thought that once, then every time you're going to associate yourself with it, aren't you? She just come out with it the other day. She went, and I'll always remember shit because every time I walk past, I feel like that. And I was like, right. But again, like I say, psychics I think are very few and far between as well. Right, Gaskins Wood, stones thrown from me. Same really. Is that a Jacobite thing? Because this was like Jacobites rebellion in 1715. Oh, really? Gillian, who was on earlier, she's from Burnley. Okay, Eep. What was that from, Kel? Do you know why it was hung there? Do you know? Just gonna turn my camera for a sec. Just want to try and get me fan moving round. And I have to lean across the bed. Oh, right, barely, not Burnley. Sorry. I'm also dyslexic. I really am dyslexic. Gaskins killed his girlfriend there. Jealous. Alright, okay. Yeah, do you know why though? Why he was hung? Alright. 60s. I don't know. I know the last woman to be hung was Ruth Ellis, wasn't she? That was the last woman to be hung in England. But I'm not sure about the man. Can't imagine it now, can you? That I mean, America, it goes without saying that they have like the death penalty in a lot of states. We all kind of know that, but in Britain, you can't imagine it, and it's not that long ago. It's recent history, but you can't imagine them doing it now. Has it been hot wherever you are, all of yous? Been bleeding hot here, accused of murder, maybe 50s. Yes, last woman. That's how I write responses, that Kel. Yeah, no, okay. Yeah, I even now, it doesn't bear thinking about that they used to hang people. I just said, he put, "Hi Claire," and I thought, it was Glennie who said that. Then I looked back up the chat, and obviously, Claire had said it as well. I was like, you really can't confuse the names. Our town hall. Uh, have you? It is hot. Going to be hotter tomorrow for the rest of the week. Especially if you're more down south. If you're down south, it's going to be a lot hotter. Like 28 degrees down south. I think we're going to get 24, 25. Too blooming hot. I sat here today trying to hold off and putting the fan on, because I'm thinking to myself, once it goes on, like, you get kind of used to it after a bit, don't you? And it doesn't feel like it's having as much an effect. I can't even open my windows wide because my cats get all kamikaze-ish and think, yes, open window, let's jump out. And as I'm upstairs, I really don't want to see if my cats can fly. And they get very insistent on it, on jumping out of windows. We've literally had to fight them, holding them while the scratchers, trying to drag them in from jumping to the death out of the window. Especially on the top floor, the third floor. Crazy kiddies. On the plus side, a blue bottle flew in the window today, and Sky had that, no worries. Oh, did it disappear? For YouTube, nobody, if you put that, nobody would have deleted a normal comment, girl. Yeah. We could ask Google. Hey Google, who was the last man killed in England?
Here's a summary from Wikipedia.
Let's just put
the
who.
last man is a term used...
I just literally said the last man. Alright, hung. I should say hung, shouldn't I? Hey Google, who was the last man hung in Britain?
Peter Anthony Allen. According to Wikipedia, the 13th of August 1964, Peter Anthony Allen, at Walton Prison in Liverpool, and Gwyn Owen Evans, at Strangeways Prison in Manchester for the murder of John Allen West, the last people executed in Britain.
There you go. So there you go, you know now. Don't push the red button. That Walton prison was a bit of a dump. I didn't know the hung people there though, gotta be honest. Because I don't think every prison used to have somewhere that they hung, did they? Back then. You would have thought only certain prisons did executions. Mind you, I don't suppose it's hard to stick up a bit of rope. No, we can't all be right all the time. We can pretend we are, which is, you know, good enough. You can actually get to do lives now. I mean, I would have been able to, without Sierra and Chloe here because they've gone home as lockdown's ending. So I can actually get on and do more. I did another spirit box session earlier, so I'll go over that next day or two and stick that up. Hopefully. Mind you, the last one was blooming amazing. It blew my socks off. I think that's my last spirit box session I did. I think that's probably some of the best replies I've ever got, to be honest with you. It was crazy good. I said, do they have sunshine in the afterlife? And it said they have sunshine And then I said, does it rain? And he went, rain, rain, like that. And it said something about being evil or something, and I went, who's evil? And this man's voice just come up and went, I am. I was like, okay, fair enough. But the rain one was just amazing. And do you have rain in the afterlife? And it just went, rain, rain, like that. Clear as day as well. You can hear it without headphones. It's really good. It was like I was sat here, and I try when I do a spirit box session. I try not to. Acknowledge things that I hear, because I don't want to talk over them. So I was hearing a lot of it as I was doing the session. I was like, my God, it was crazy. They told me they were going to kill me. They said they was going to hurt me, punish me, and kill me. Then it'll blow your socks off, mate. It was crazy. They literally told me that. They were going to hurt me, punish me, and kill me. I think there was Peter got mentioned in there as well. And I think they said, what is Peter? Not who, what is Peter? It's something like that it was. I remember off my head now, but it was something like that. So yeah, no wonder it got dark. Yeah, I know. No, I don't. I don't think it actually said devil or demon in them. I was asking, is the good and bad in the afterlife? Not really mentioning heaven and hell. I was just asking if there was good and bad, and things like that. And then good and evil. And then I think it said evil, and I said, who's evil? And it went, I am. Oh, I've been having him come through for, God, what is it now, Glenn? Must be 8 months more. A year. Maybe. 8 months, something like that. He does like to talk naughty, does Peter? Well, you should have sent me a link, because I don't check live. If you send me a link, I'll come on. I don't check it unless somebody sends me a link and says they're doing it, and I'll go on then. It's like you said to me the other night, oh, Zara's doing a live, so I went on. I literally don't check the notifications for it off my phone. I don't even think it's set up to make a noise. And because I don't really use my phone that much to do stuff like that, I use my laptop. And you don't get notifications on it for that. Yeah, about 10, 11 months. It does like to get naughty. Okay, I'm going to give this about 10 more minutes. And then I'm going to read for a bit. Yeah, Peter reads, oh God, he comes out with all sorts, talks about all sorts of vile stuff. Tells you he's going to, do things to you and all sorts. Well, you didn't watch my video, so in all fairness. No, when you do them, just send me a link. Oh, come on. I just don't want to hang out on that place. It doesn't do good for my health. Do you like me, my spinner, Glenn? My star one on the left. Love that spinner. I'm reading adult romantic paranormal at the minute, Kel, as it goes. You know, for the ladies. Very adult-like. What are you not impressed with? Well, right, Miss Spinner. Well, you don't have to be. Got an itchy eyebrow. Did you? It's crazy legend, that one, isn't it? I should look further afield. I tend to just do British ones for the most part. I should actually look further afield and start doing a few more foreign ones. A few more foreign legends. It's just our history and like the amount of legends, because you know we're an old country, that we have in this country is phenomenal. So much to do. I've got the camera on, love.
The amount of lesbians is phenomenal.
I've got the camera on. Just bear with me.
It's passing me phone. Hello,
there
everybody.
You go. You can come. Well, no, you can't. But come and get the phone.
Well, you did say
that's
the
a
amount
whole
of
different
lesbians is
YouTube.
phenomenal.
That's a whole different YouTube channel.
Yeah.
There you go. Sorry about that. Oh, Chloe came on before, Rob. Oh, Chloe came on before on the YouTube channel. Huh? Why? Oh, right, okay. It is. It is, Mark. Loads. Funny Mark. Funny Glenn, rather. Certainly when I share and, you know. Oh, he's gone back down now, Glenn. Anyway, I'm going to shoot everybody. I'm going to go and read my book. I just thought I'd come on and do that, just to break up my evening. I've done an hour and 20 minutes. I just thought it'd be something a bit different, actually. Just doing some haunted objects, whether I believe in them or not, you know. There's good stories sometimes behind them. I will, but I'll do a spirit box for 20 minutes, as I was going to go and have a drink after I did that, and I'm not moving the camera. I'm just going to have to hold this.
Smash it.
How did you do that? I just went, just smash it. So I'll do 20 minutes and then I'm going. Tell me if you can hear it. Good evening, spirits. Is there any who'd like to step forward and say hello? Come and hear it. Hi, Stephen. Could you tell me your name, please? Chloe. Chloe's not here at the moment. Tell me your name, please. Mags. Me. Tell me your name, me. Hello. Mags, I think again then. Where are you right now? The bed. He went to bed. Where are you? Bed again. Are you in the bed with me? I said Cummins, and that was my mum's maiden name. Got a lot of family who passed with Cummins. Are you in the abyss? If you're in the abyss, say abyss. Okay, Glenn. If you're in the abyss, can you say abyss? Said it then, quiet, whispered it like abyss. Are you good? That's what I hate you. Are you good? Speaking. Yeah, okay. Who's speaking then? Are you good? Evil. Apparently not good then. Why are you evil again? Why are you evil? Why are you evil? Kill him. Kill Brett? It just went kill Brett. I don't, is he still in here? It's a bit harsh. Kill again. Why are you on about killing? Night, Mark. Oh, there you go. I'm Anthony. Hi, Anthony. How are you? Who are you, Anthony? I know you. Do I know you, Anthony? No. Okay. If you hear that, you're a dangerous bitch. That's what you just said, you're a dangerous bitch. Sweet talker.
Okay.
You know it doesn't bother me if you swear.
Okay.
So you can swear if you want. No, I think I might have said bullshit then. No, it really doesn't bother me if you swear.
Shape. Impose.
Can you say Claire? Claire, there you go straight away. Claire. And then he went, yeah. Say Claire again. You like Claire, don't you? Piss off. You like Claire? Can you say Glenn? Maybe in there. I'm not sure. Can you say Glenn clearer? There you go. I think it said it then. Peter. Oh. Peter's here. No wonder we got swearing. Hi. Can you say Kel? Sweet talkers, keep telling you. Can you say Kel? There you go, Kel. Thank you. What's my name? You like to say I'm going to kill you? Well, it sounded like. I don't know whether it did. Can you say my name? Are you nice? Nice to get quiet. Can you tell me what this is? What's this that I'm holding up? What is it? Tell me what this is. Said I like them. Do you know what it is? Don't know what this is. They always do. Oh, look, they like to take the mickey, aren't they? Yeah, he loves you. Peter's still here. No, an effort ain't you. Science. Peter's still here. Chloe. Peter. Is Peter good or is he bad? Killer, maybe. Is Peter good or is he bad? Peter. You don't like me to question about you, do you, Peter? You don't like me talking about you? No, you just like to try to scare me. You don't scare me though. Hi. What day is it today? Oh, traffic's really noisy down my road. What day is it today? Ian. It's a name that I get a bit as well. I'm not doing this for long, Spirit, so if you've got something to say, you need to say it. Can you say rain? Can you say rain? That's sunshine. The sun. Did you hear that? The sun. Okay, you could say sun, then why can't you say rain? Rain, there you go. Thank you. Can you say can you say God? Can you say God? Maybe there in that harmonically tone, so I'm not sure. Who rules the abyss? Is that funny? A bit of a creepy laugh. Who rules the abyss? The devil. Did you hear that? Devil. Does he really? Who rules the abyss? Demon. I'm going to go in a second through. Just want to say goodbye. I'm only doing a quick session. Because Glenn asked for the name, beg it off. So you can call him whatever you want. You know, you can call Glenn any name if you feel like. Ooh, I'll see you next Tuesday. That was a good one. Hi Tara, I'm just going, sweetie. Claire. It's a good... Alright, spirits. I'm gonna go. Do you want to say goodbye? Say goodbye, please. We need to go, so say goodbye. You didn't say it. It was what I said, but you haven't said it. Say goodbye. There you go. Alright, so I'm going to ask you to step back. You need to step back to where you were before I started to communicate with you. I appreciate you stepping forward, but you really must step back. Thank you very much. Hi Tara. The first part was I did 3 like, you know, whether I think some things were haunted. Those on there, the hands that resist him, Thomas Busby's chair, and the woman from Limb. Interesting if you want to look back. I did you know, like I do my Legends videos, I did a bit of a reading about them. And see what people thought. Yeah, anyway, I'm going to go. I'll have a listen back to that bit of the spirit box. I only did 5-10 minutes. It sounded like I've got some things there, so I'll have a listen back to that at some point. But yeah, I want to go. I want to pack my camera away, pack my mic away, get my feet up, get on my tablet and read for a bit. So yeah, everybody who's been here, Tara, sorry it was like a hi and a bye. Kel, Claire, Eep, Glenn, wherever he is on his phone now, and Mark and everybody who's been here earlier. Yeah, quite interesting, those 3. They're not the most commonly known ones, and that's kind of why I picked them, you know. Interesting. Anyway, take Claire. Yeah, take her and keep her. Yeah, take Claire. Take care, everybody. Stay safe, you know, in these crazy times. Look after yourself, you know. Social distance. I'm the world champion at social distancing, being agoraphobic. I've got it down pat. But... stay safe, everybody. Look after yourselves, you know. We only get one shot at this life, so let's live it as best we can and try not to get killed off by these strange pandemics. I'll speak to you all again soon. Look after yourself. Bye.